Using the HTML module. The HTML module is the most common module that you'll use on your website. It's where you put all your copy and pictures and images and links. It's the most versatile. Any kind of coding and scripting and formatting that you do is used through that module. This particular page has 3 modules on it, and they're all HTML content modules. To add a new module to a page, we've went through in another tutorial, but you would go under Edit this page, the feature would be HTML content module, which is always the first one selected. You give it a name and a location. Create new. And I'm going to move this to the top of the page just so we can practice using it, and then view this page. So here's our module at the top. The next thing you're going to want to do is edit it. You're showing a type of formatting toolbar that you're used to in a lot of different applications, such as Microsoft Word. If you have some copy, you type it in here as such. And it can be formatted. Say we wanted to do some bullet points, make this line bold, maybe this one is a little bit larger heading, format, italics, underline, strike through, a lot of basics there. If you wanted something in a quote, you could do that as a block quote. Let's see here. You can align stuff. So that's the basics of just formatting the copy itself. Now if we wanted to create a link to something, let's try that. So to create a link, you would highlight the copy, use the link icon. You can either paste in or type in the link to an external website, www.google.com, or you could use the search option to find something that exists on your website. You can link to pages or documents. So if you wanted to link to another page on your website, you go up here and click the pages link, and this shows you all the pages on your site. So let's say we want to go to here. You click on it so it's gray, and then you hit select page. Now there you can see it auto-filled in that page. You can override some of this if you wanted to. If you wanted to open it up in a new window, the link, you could do that by selecting new window. But you click OK, and now you can see you have a link. Let's say we wanted to add a picture. You click on the picture icon, and again the source, it could be a third-party source. You could type in the URL, otherwise browse, and select a photo, and now we have a photo. If you wanted to add a small table, there's a table icon here. You can do something like that. Again, you're going to want to have to format this a little bit. There's settings with the table. When you right click on the table, you can add and remove columns and rows, delete the table, insert the new table. So some options there. You have a cut, copy, paste, print, or undo the previous step, find and replace option. All standard stuff here. And then, now down here are 2 important options. You have create draft or update. If you create draft, it's going to be visible to you as an administrator, but not visible to end users. So this would not show up any of this copy if you were not logged in. So let me just log out to show you that here. And now you can see none of that copy I added under test module is available. The title is still there because the module is there, but whatever you edited is not there. If you wanted to go live with that copy, simply click Edit and then Publish. And now that would be live. You can go ahead and make changes to your copy. Maybe you want to bold this, and you want to add something else down here. Apparently there's smiley faces. So we've added some copy there. Let's make another change because I want to show something. Now let's say you've made a mistake, something isn't right, and you want to go back to a previous version. There's a way to do that. Go Edit, and then down at the bottom there's a previous versions listing of the date and timestamps of each change that was made to that module. You could compare it by doing this. Well, now here there's nothing because that's when we created the module, but here you can see it shows you the changes and what is different in the new version. So you could go back and restore this version to the editor if you wanted to, like that. Now you can see those changes we made are no longer there. We could choose to update those changes or cancel them. And now if I canceled, you'll see they're still there. If you know for sure that you wanted to go back to a certain version, you could click the editor to go back. Update. So now those changes that we made are no longer there. So that's a nice way, that's a nice safeguard. So if you're working for a while on the module, you may want to make a save every once in a while so that you have something to go back to in case there was a mistake. And under settings for the module, you could add a custom CSS class. In some cases there's background colors and different styling for a module that we might tell you is available for your site. And if you wanted to use that in another module, you would do that here under the custom class. See some of this stuff here. Content versioning. Slideshow. You could play around with this. Maybe I'll create a second tutorial on how to use this slideshow. Social settings. There's an option here for example, show the Facebook like button. So now you can see that little like button showed up there if people would share that on social media. That again is available under settings for the HTML module and down under social. Under general is where you'll find your title for your module. If you don't want to show the title, you can click that. There's some options here if you don't want to show this module to anonymous users. If you click that, nobody would be able to see it unless they were logged into your site, which is typically administrators and content administrators such as yourself. So that's a good way to also hide a module while you're working on it until it's ready to be posted live. You could also accomplish that same task here under security, and you could remove all users from the view. So right now with this selected, only administrators could view this module. So that goes hand in hand with hide from anonymous users. You could use any of those options to hide the module. Again, it depends. In this case, you may have a login system on your website and you only want people who are logged in to see the content versus those who are not. Just something to keep in mind, that there's flexibility there based on how you want to use it. So I'm going to delete this module now, and now you can see that one is no longer there. So that is the HTML content module.